Nice to
Oh,
see you.
cool. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce Nicolette and then I will take it away. So welcome back to the second installment of our headshot challenge. Today we're with Nicolette Smith, aka the beauty coach. She is a makeup artist and a beauty consultant with Mary Kay. And she's here today to give us her top beauty tips for looking picture perfect in camera. So I'm going to put myself tiny and then let you take it away, Nicolette.
Fabulous. Thank you. So my name is Nicolette Smith and I am the beauty coach. I am a qualified makeup artist and beauty consultant with Mary Kay for the last 9 years, coming up to 10 years in November. And I'm fully qualified as a makeup artist, as I said, but also beautician. So I do skincare as well as makeup. And today I'm going to talk to you about headshot makeup tips. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting topic. When I did my makeup artistry course, I learned how to work with photographers and makeup for photography and video is completely different to what you would wear day to day. So that's really where this comes in, because when we do our headshots, we want to look good, but we don't want to overdo it. But as you can see from my setup here, I have lights on to make sure that the darkness, because it's going to be dark in a minute and the darkness is going to come up, then I'm going to be totally in darkness. So I've got a light on and the light will reflect on my makeup. So it's very important to get your makeup right. One of the things I was talking about earlier was, I'll actually start with the glasses first of all, because that's what we were talking about earlier. I will always wear glasses. So when you do a headshot, you want to either wear glasses because it's a natural thing for you, or you want to make sure that you take them off. Now, if you want to use your glasses, make sure they are really squeaky clean, because especially when you've got if you have a professional photographer, anything will show up. But even if you're taking a selfie, the reflection of the outside can reflect on your glasses, and then you can get smudges and everything on your reflection of so that's a very important one. Also, if you take your glasses off, when you wear makeup, one of the things that always happens is you get your indentation of your glasses on the sides of your nose. Some makeups actually pull around that, so you might want to make sure that you take your glasses off well before your photo shoot, and that your makeup is touched up before you do your photo, and also around here where your glasses sometimes touch your cheeks. So that's by the by. Starting off with your makeup, you want it to look natural. You want it to look basic, unless, of course, I know yesterday we talked about image, and if your image is that you're bright, bold, and beautiful, and you use bright colors in your face, go ahead, use your colors that you normally use. But if that's not your thing, keep it natural and don't go overboard. But if you're a person who never wears makeup, use makeup. This is the time for you to start learning about makeup, because when you take your image for your online profile, you want to look your best, and you don't want to be looking, because the flash will wash out some of your face and some of the lighting might change the color of your skin. So having a natural basic makeup is quite important in this matter. So yeah, I've touched a bit on the lighting. So lighting will reflect. So one of the things to look out for is if you have foundations, and I've got two types of foundations here. The package looks absolutely the same, but I have two different types of foundation here. One is a luminous foundation and the other one is a matte foundation. So one of the things that is very important is to check your foundation and see if it has an ingredient in it that is called mica, which is spelled M-I-C-A. If you have anything that has mica in it, it's light reflecting. So what happens when you have a light reflecting makeup, if you take a selfie with a flashlight or you stand outside, it will actually brighten up your face. So the light will actually reflect off your makeup, which is great if you've got a dry skin to use an illuminating type of foundation. But you don't want that for a photograph. For a photograph, you're better off using a matte foundation. But if you're dry skin, you don't really want to be investing into a lot of matte foundation, because then you've got that sitting there. So my advice is to get a matte dry powder. Mineral powder will work, but don't go for a translucent powder, because translucent powders again have mica in them, and they will again do the same thing, so reflect the light. So you want to get a matte finish. That's the basic thing. So look out for your foundations and make sure it hasn't got mica in it. If it doesn't, use it. If it's a matte foundation, use it. You want to keep your foundation light. Apply it with your hands, because that will the product will respond to the warmth of your fingers, and when you apply your foundation with your hands, it works better into your skin. Also, with using a blending sponge is really good, but if you use a blending sponge, use it wet, because if it's wet, it won't soak up all the products that you're putting on, and you're actually using less foundation. So it's a good idea. So moving on to your eyes. So your eye makeup, when you want to take your photo for a portrait photo, you want to get the attention to your eyes, because your eyes are the features that speak most to people. So we want the attention to the eyes, not so much to the mouth or to your cheeks or anywhere else in your face. You want to draw the attention to your eyes. So your eye makeup is important. Again, with the light, you want to make sure that it is, although it needs to be muted, natural tones like beiges and browns, you don't want it to be understated. So in my case, I'll take my glasses off so you can see. So I have actually, for the video, I do a lot more makeup than what I would normally do. So there's quite a high definition, and actually using the eye shadow as a shadow. It is all about play of light. And I'm sure Wani will know, as a photographer, that's exactly what you need to do, is to play with light. So actually, because I have hooded eyes, my upper eyelid actually falls over my lower eyelid, and you normally don't see it. But because I use the color of my shadows, my eyeshadow, to create the illusion of a normal eye, it actually brings out the rest of my eyes better. So if I had used one color, one tone, and it would just be muted and just natural, you wouldn't see my eyes as well, because my hooded eyes would drop over. So there's a bit of technique, and I can teach people individually, if they want to know more about that, how to work with their particular eye shape, and hooded eyes are the difficult ones. So if you know that you've got a hooded eye, it might be a good idea to get in touch, and I can talk to you if you've got problems with that. So muted tones, I have, my favorite palette would be browns. There is a very matte base color, which we call a bone color. So it's almost white, but not quite. And that would go for your base. It actually looks very light on the picture. It's a bit more beigey color in real life. This one is a slightly sparkly, shimmery one, as you can see. It's actually a brown. That is one of the things that you need to stay away from. When you get photographs, again, you can see with the light coming on it, it almost goes white. Whereas if you look at the one next to it, which is a matte, it stays completely matte, and it doesn't matter whether the light comes on it or not. So that is the same effect that you get outside. So when you go outside, or if you use a selfie light or anything like that, when you use a sparkly, shimmery color, you'll get that light reflection. So that's a really good demonstration of what that does to your makeup. So using the matte tones, you can use purples. Usually go with every eye color, but usually we would recommend to go with an eye color shade that is opposite in the spectrum to your eye color. So if you've got blue eyes, you go with browns. If you've got brown eyes, you go with blues. Bearing in mind that we're saying we're keeping it calm and neutral and muted, actually purples is a really good way to go. So that works with most moist skin tones, and and also with most eye colours. Again, it's one of those, if your brand is vivid, go vivid. It's, you know, that if that's what you normally wear, then that's what you normally do. So eyeliner. Eyeliner is best to be applied black, brown or grey. So don't go bold, don't go bright colours. Again, same applies. However, this is not the time to experiment with wings or smoky eyes. So keep it very small, keep it very close to your lash line. So when you apply the eyeliner, go as close to your lash line as possible. Start from the outside. When you go on the top line, if you go inside, don't go further than your iris, the end of your iris on the inside. And same goes for the underside. If you go on the underside, as you can see, my eyeliner stops sort of like almost in the middle there. So I don't go any further. If I go any further and I put my eyeliner completely around my eyes, it actually makes my eyes smaller. And for the photograph, we want the eyes to look as open as possible. So we want to stop the eyeliner roughly at those areas and not enclose the whole eye, because that will make your eyes smaller. Same goes for mascaras. If you use a mascara, make sure that you curl your lashes beforehand. Curling your lashes, it's a bit of a faff because you sit there a minute with this lash curler, but it actually lifts your lashes up. And when you lift your lashes up, it actually opens up your eyes. So, so keep your lash curler on for about a minute on each eye, each lash, and then you apply your mascara. Now, when you apply mascara, I'll show you this on this one. When you have the wand, use the mascara wand and actually very actively take the mascara off and put it back in the tube. That's how much product is on that wand, and I could still do 2 pairs of lashes with the content of that. Starting at the base, and then you zigzag and wiggle the mascara wand up and out. Now, when you use your mascara, don't pump it, because when you start pumping your mascara in the pot, it actually dries out. And the other thing is, when you have mascara, please check that if you have had it for more than 3 months, to replace it with a new one. The reason being that once you open the mascara tube, bacteria go inside. As soon as you get air to it, as soon as you use your mascara wand, you get bacteria on your wand, you put it back in, and bacteria love this place to live. So after 3 months, you really need to replace your mascara. So how much time have I got? Okay, 2 minutes left. Okay, so we'll move on to lips. Keep it natural, keep it neutral. As you see, I've got for a very natural color, but it's slightly bolder than I would normally go to, but it's not bright pink. Now, this is a very light pink, and it would possibly work, but it would actually make my lips go blend into the background. So we want it slightly darker than what you're used to, but not bright dark pink or bright red. But again, the same applies to what we've been going on through the theme. If that's your look, if that's your brand, then by all means. Some people are really good at wearing reds, but again, having your colors down and making sure you get the red tone right is what you can do. But ideally, stay away from reds and go for more muted colors. The other thing you can do is dab a little lip balm or clear gloss on top, so that it just speaks a little bit, so it makes your lips shine slightly, but not too much. Face powders, I would stay away from face powders. Use a blusher just on the apples of your cheeks, blushing out, and that's it. I've actually got a highlighter on, and you can actually see the highlighter in the light. It really shines up. I've also used a bronzer. I wouldn't go with that. If that's not your normal thing, I wouldn't even consider contouring. Always tap your blusher on the side of your hand or on your container, just to tap off the excess, so you're not putting too much on. You don't want to be looking bright red on there. So it's easier to apply more and add in, rather than to try and restore something that's too much. So I think that's it. I think I've got all 7 in there. Believe it or not, that was 7 tips on makeup for.
I love it. Thank you so much, Nicolette. I love it. I know you were like rushing through it because I have to get everything in there, but thank you so much. That was actually really helpful. Like I feel like I need a makeup lesson. So, I mean, the reason we did this makeup thing is because makeup is important when you're taking a picture. I know a lot of people say, oh no, I don't wear makeup, I like to be natural. And I am a natural person myself. But what people don't realize is that, and like you said, when you're taking a picture, especially if you're doing it in a studio, or if you're doing it in sunlight, it actually absorbs a lot of the makeup. So you do have to wear more makeup than you normally would. So it might actually look a little heavy in person, but then when you see it on the camera, even if it's with your phone, it will be much lighter. So thank you for sharing that. And let's just go through everyone's comments quickly. Everyone's saying hi, and so you're just here. Jean de Jean, very cool name, is here. Hi, Amy. Jo is here, and she said she wears glasses as well. So I love those tips about taking off the glasses. So because you do get those impressions, don't you?
Yeah.
With makeup, yeah. Hi, Anna. Jane is here. Hi, Jane. She says it's really important to have natural makeup. Yeah, exactly. Again, for headshots, I always say you should look, because you're representing your business, you should look like yourself. So this is not the time for the full glam, not the winged eye, like he said. You know, look like yourself. So when people see you in person, they're like, they can put the two together, not be like, did I walk into the wrong place, kind of thing. Anna says, great tip with the foundation. And she also says the eyes are the window to your personality, and you can tell so much from someone's eyes. So you definitely want to draw attention to them in the business profile photos, which I completely agree with. And she loves your palette and your makeup too. So she's a fan. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Ayo. Indidi's like me. She says she's had her mascara for over a year. And I'm like, when you said that, I was like, oh no, I think mine are like 3-4 years old. And, you know, I told you the other day, I still have my lip gloss from my wedding, which is like 10 years.
I know. I get that all the time, though. It's such a common thing. Most people keep their products for so much longer, which is one of the reasons why I do like a spring clean your makeup bag or toss it parties and things like that. So
those are actually really okay. Natasha says she has to go mascara shopping, definitely. And Joe says, what about contouring for the jewels or the jowls? The jowls are down here, right?
On your jawline.
Yeah.
You can do your jawline if you want it. Well, we've spoken about the style image and elongating your neckline and not putting a shawl around your neck to shorten that space. Yeah. If you want to get rid of that sort of like, because you can contour out your extra chins if so. Yes. Yeah, I have as well. But you know, I can't get rid of them totally, and it wouldn't be me. So you know, you can do it, but it can also be too much. And it's in it, you can experiment with it and actually take a photograph with a full contour around your face and actually change your face shape, and take a photograph without it and see the difference. That would be a really good one, because if we're experimenting with selfies, so we can do
exactly, and that would be some of the things we'll talk about on Friday, because for me as a photographer, my style is very natural, so I don't do a lot of photoshopping. I don't make you look like something you're not, and so a lot of the jowls and the extra chins I get rid of in the posing, and it's simply the way I place your body. So I'll give you a few tips and tricks for that on Friday. Ndidi says, yes, she always has an issue with the heaviness of the makeup for the photo shoot, and that she's always rolling her eyes when they say it looks less in pictures, you know. And I usually have to say that to people, because I'm like, sometimes, you know, they come in, especially if we're doing the glam shoot, and it all looks beautiful, and then they go home to their husbands or partners or whoever, they're like, oh, so much makeup, and I'm like, it'll be fine in the picture, okay, just have a little faith, because it does have to be heavier. And that's why, and that's why you work with a professional makeup artist, because they know that. So a couple of questions.
Wait until we're going to do video type things.
Oh god, that's a whole different. I don't do video. Okay. Ooh, okay. So just two questions before we wrap up. One, so I have had a lot of people who come into the the Facebook group, and they just really want to know how to take a natural headshot. So I don't know if you have anything where you can point people to, or if you can do this in the future. Like for someone like me, like if I want to do quick makeup, 5 minutes. I can have like a palette, because for me the basics, you need that even foundation, the eyes, any dark circles, maybe a little bit of contouring, the lips and the eyes. And also my other question is, how do you feel about lashes? I always recommend that people have lashes, because it just really helps define the eyes. And what do you say about that? How do you feel about this?
You can achieve a lot with a good mascara.
Okay.
There is different types of mascaras on the market, so you can get the mascara that actually accentuates your lashes. I've got my box here. I'm a box out. So one of the mascara, the one I showed you here, this is it actually has a different wand. So the wands are important, and this is why you want to talk to a makeup artist. This wand, and I don't know if you can see it very clearly. I've got a piece of paper that I can use.
Oh, and Natasha said she loved her makeup.
So you can see that if I hold it flat, it's a completely flat wand. But if I twist it, it's got different brushes. Now, if I use this, I would apply it with the flat side first, and then brush it out with the bigger brushes. This one is particularly designed to make your lashes go extremely big and bold.
Fantastic. What brand is Amy's asking? What brand is that?
I use Mary Kay.
Okay.
So my products are Mary Kay. One of the other things is a lash primer.
We can't really see it, but okay. Yeah, it's too bright. Okay, yeah.
I think
Mary Kay eyelash primer. What does that do?
So a lash primer, it will help separate the lashes. It coats the lashes. So when you put your mascara on, it's already got an invisible barrier of coat on there. Then you put your mascara on it, it actually accentuates the lashes even better, because it's spread out, it elongates your lashes as well, so you're getting longer lashes. With this particular mascara, your lashes, I mean, that's what I'm wearing at the moment. My lashes are just that. And the other thing is as well with mascara, if you apply one lash, then the other lash, go back in, do it a second time, do it a third time. The more layers you put on, the bigger, the bolder your lashes are. But very important is to get as little product on the wand as possible. So take it off the wand first.
I love that tip, because sometimes it feels really heavy when you're wearing so many layers. So
taking it off first, and it's like what I said with the blusher. You can apply more, but it's harder to take it off. So go in with little, and then layer. A lot of people find that makeup needs to be put it on and that's it. But if you take a bit of time and you layer it, you actually get a better effect. Now, speaking of fast, CC cream.
What's that?
So a CC cream is a very good. It's like it's a color corrector. So it corrects your skin tone. So you put it on, and you don't have to do all the application of concealers, because you get concealers if you've got spots and things like that. I know we spoke about different shades in your face. So in your case, you might have to work with two different foundations. That would probably cover it.
Oh, okay.
Because it almost like it adapts itself to your skin, and it makes it one even complexion. And the other thing I would highly recommend is this little gem. And if Anna is on, she'll know about this one. That is under eye corrector.
Oh, I need that. Yeah.
So that I have put it on as well, because I had a late night and I get the dark circles under the eyes. That takes away dark circles, and it works for it's one color. but it works for every skin tone.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
light to dark, it'll work for everyone.
Yeah.
That's like magic.
Yes, and it's got mica in it.
Okay. Oh no, I love that tip. The tip about the reflection.
So yeah.
Oh, Jean asks, Joe says, top tip about taking it off the wand. I love that because I never do that. Jean asks, do you have any experience of magnetic lashes? I've never heard of it.
Yes, I do have them. I find them fiddly, but it's personal preference. I've had someone else ask about them and they wanted to invest in them. You can try them, but I would recommend, if you are getting them, to make sure you got good metal tweezers, because the way to do it is to clip one on one side of the tweezer, one on the other side of the tweezer, and then try and aim for your lashes.
I'm not doing that.
But it's because the application is not as easy as it seems on the videos. They show you click and it's there. It doesn't work that easily. That was my biggest tip with magnetic lashes, is to use metal tweezers to apply them onto your lashes. Works, but I go with my trusty mascara all the time.
That sounds easier. Okay, so we're gonna have to wrap up because it's
okay.
13. But just the last question. Aja asks, can she use concealer, cream, and underage corrector and no foundation? What's RTF? I'm not sure what RTF is. So can she just use the C cream, the CC cream that you mentioned, and the under eye corrector, and not need to use a foundation, and that should give you a good base.
Yeah, that's a really good base.
And then you said no to powder, so you put the CC cream on, you put the under eye corrector, do your lashes, a little bit of eyeliner, mascara, your lips, and you're done.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is very exciting for me. I don't like to fiddle with makeup, so this is very exciting. Okay, all right. Do you want to tell? Anna says you can get magnetic lashes which adhere to magnetic eyeliner. This sounds very complicated. This is for people who like makeup. I personally, I go to a professional if I have to get it done. Otherwise, I'm pretty natural. But it is very important for a photo shoot, guys. Yeah,
and you can invest in as many products as you like. But the whole point is to do it with whatever you have at home at the moment, and most people might not have a magnetic eyeliner and a magnetic lashes at home, and you'd have to buy them in, and you get them before the end of the week to take part in the challenge and do the prize draw, and it's so much easier just to use what you have at home and just work with what you've got, and I can help you if anyone is stuck and doesn't know how to do something. I do Zoom calls like this, one-to-one, and I can help people out, and quite happy to do that for anyone who's on the course.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to just tell people where they can find you before we wrap up, and anything else you want to share?
So I think I'm on the group as my page as well as myself. So you can find the beauty coach on the group. I've got I can share my link tree with all my links in the group, and then people can contact me, but I'm on the group, so people can tag me there and I'll help you out however I can. Fantastic. And we'll be doing our prize draw on Saturday, probably, once we see everyone's results, but they making sure you've been taking all the tips and have an awesome headshot. So thank you so much, Nicolette. It's been a pleasure. And thank you to everyone for joining us. It's been really lovely having you and all your questions. And Natasha says thank you. Aja says thank you. Natasha says great tips. Thank you. And Didi says thanks a bunch for the lazy gal makeup tips. That's how we like to do makeup. All right. So good night, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow where we're talking about hair. All right. Good night. Bye, Nicolette. Thank you. See you soon.